We got, you know, unbelievable support from them, from Biden, but senior Democratic officials from the administration, from the president down, changed the story now, and the rhetoric is mostly criticizing Israel than supporting it. What would you tell the president about that?
The U.S.-Israel relationship remains fundamentally the same. And President Biden continues to provide Israel with the supplies that it needs to win the war. You know, it is healthy to have disagreement in a relationship, in a marriage, in a friendship, but I wish the disagreements were in private. I think when those disagreements surface publicly, it plays into the hands of Hamas in the information war against Israel.
And you tell that to the president?
I would tell it to both sides, because I think what we're witnessing is not a change in policy, but a clash of personalities between the Biden administration and the Netanyahu administration. And I think we have to put egos aside for the good of the U.S.-Israel relationship. I respectfully disagreed with the decision to abstain from the UN Security Council resolution. The resolution did call for a release of the hostages and did call for a temporary ceasefire, but it fails to link the two. And so the delinking of those two demands gives Hamas enhanced leverage both in the war and in the hostage negotiations. And so I thought the U.S.'s abstention from the Security Council resolution was a profound misjudgment, but it was an aberration in an otherwise pro-Israel administration.
Okay. Can we be sure, confident, that the support of the administration, the practical one, will be here, let's say, forever, or at least as long as this administration is in office?
Well, nothing can be taken for granted forever, but I think President Biden is a Zionist to the core. He feels it in his kishkas. And there's no doubt in my mind that he will remain supportive of Israel.
On the practical level, which means...
And if you judge him by the standards of history, he has given Israel more latitude than any president who came before him. You know, remember, George W. Bush pressured Israel to end the Second Lebanon War. The international community pressured Israel to enter into a ceasefire that kept Hezbollah in power. And that ceasefire has come back to haunt Israel.
Because you come from the progressive side of the Democratic Party. You come, I remember you told me that you are a Latino and black person, right? And
LGBTQ, yeah.
Exactly. And according to the stereotypes, someone like you is against Israel, or should be against Israel.
For me, Israel's an oasis of liberal democracy in a region where none exist. There is no country in the Middle East, and there are few countries on earth that are as protective of women's rights and minority rights and LGBTQ rights as the State of Israel. There's no country on earth that has a greater density of ingenuity. You know, even though it's been said that even though 60% of Israel is a desert, it has emerged as a water superpower on the strength of its own ingenuity. It has been a leader in desalination technology. It has one of the most impressive high-tech economies in the history of the world. I cannot help but stand in awe of what the Israeli people have achieved. And for me, you know, a country that provides a sanctuary for historically oppressed people is profoundly progressive.
We see many so-called progressive organizations who actually go hand-to-hand with Hamas.
Well, it shows that human stupidity has no limits. Like, nothing is more inexplicable to me than the organization Queers for Palestine. You know, I have a simple rule in life: never side with people who would murder you. And there's nothing remotely progressive about Hamas or Hezbollah or the Houthis. In fact, the motto of the Houthis is death to America, death to Israel, curse upon the Jews. That's the motto of the Houthis. There's nothing remotely progressive about these terrorist organizations. And anyone who claims otherwise is living in an alternate reality.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much.